Hi again, everyone. Ed, the finance guy. Appreciate you tuning in. My last video is telling you how I was celebrating my 1,000 subscribers. Still celebrating. I really do appreciate everyone listening, watching, and all the good comments. People have been sending me emails, questions. My email is ed1959@usa.com. I did get many emails, and today I'm going to just review a few of those questions that I got. And again, thank you. I'm sorry it took so long to respond. I know some of them were sent in a month ago, but I want to answer those questions now. First one is, Dear Ed, I filed my tax return March 17th, but still no refund. I can't call them. The IRS seems to be closed. What should I do? And that's Allison R. from Edison, New Jersey. Well, Allison, I do appreciate the email, the question. It's a great question. The IRS has been closed for about 3 months. They're only recently reopened. They're reopening at like a 25% staff. They even have a room at the IRS that they just put all the mail in, that they don't even respond to the mail for the past 3 months. I know because I personally sent in a check for taxes in March, which has not been cashed yet. So they haven't been able to even open mail, let alone answer questions. So when you call the IRS, you're on hold, and then boom, you're disconnected. So it's tough to call the IRS right now. As far as getting your tax refund, very tough right now. They're very slow. They're working on handwritten returns right now. That's what they're working on, to get those out. Some people still send in returns by hand, not by computer. So that takes longer to review. For some reason, they decided that that's the first thing they're going to look at. But what they did say is if you're owed a refund, they're going to pay you interest on that refund. So if you're expecting a $1,000 refund, expect the check to be a little bit more. It's supposed to be a 5% interest. I'm sure that's not per month, it's probably per year. So instead of getting $1,000 back, you may get $1,008 back. So if you notice the check's a little bit higher, donate that to charity, do something good with the money, but that's just extra money that the IRS is sending you because they know how delayed they've been. Again, Allison, I appreciate it. Thanks very, very much for the question. Next email is, Dear Ed, I live in New York City and I'm having problems paying my rent. When are they going to come across with a stimulus package for renters? And that's Michael G. from New York City. And Mike, I appreciate the email as well. They are talking about another stimulus program, which is going to be my very next video. We're going to speak about stimulus packages, what they're going to do. A lot of people are speaking about different ideas that they're trying to do, but I kind of believe they're going to direct it at certain people, meaning they're going to direct it for people that can't pay their rent. So there's going to be something for landlords to apply for, I'm thinking. So there can't be that many people living on the street. They have to do something. I mean, we're in a terrible time right now, and the government's got to be there to help because all these years we've been paying taxes, we've been doing the right thing. They have to come across and help now. Some people don't want anyone to be helped because they feel like, well, they don't need the help, so no one else should get the help. But the reality is you can't have people living on the street, you can't have people not paying their mortgages, and we have to do something. So I do expect there to be a package, and what they did do, Governor Cuomo in New York City, New York State, recently announced a new rental assistance program that's going to help New York tenants. It's going to be a direct aid for tenants who have income problems due to the pandemic. So if you were laid off, you're going to be able to apply for a program where you're going to be able to get help with your rent. Now, there's certain parameters you have to meet. You have to be a renter in New York State. You have to be a lower income resident. And that means lower than the median income of your area. So if the median income in your area is $35,000 and your income is lower than that, you'll qualify. Now, before March 1st of 2020, if your rent was burdened, which means that you're paying more than 30% out of your gross pay towards rent, you're considered burdened. Because if your income is X amount of money and you're paying 45% towards rent, how do you have money for everything else? So you're burdened. So these are the parameters you have to meet in order to qualify. And you have to have lost income for the months of April, May, June. So if you lost during that period of time, if you lost income, you could apply for this loan. Go on Google, check it out. Good luck, Mike. I hope everything works out for you. Stay positive. Keep tuning in. I appreciate the email. Thanks again. Now, my last one that I want to go over is, Dear Ed, I haven't filed my tax return for 3 years. How much trouble can I get into? Now, this is from Stephanie G., New Haven, Connecticut. Stephanie, you got to file your return. It doesn't matter what you owe. Doesn't matter, you can pay it, just file your return. That's the most important thing to do. You can't go to jail if you owe $1 million in taxes. They'll come up with some kind of a plan. You'll explain to them you don't have the money, and they'll give you a program so that you can pay your taxes and you can stay on top. Very often people don't file 1 year. Then the next year they're afraid to file because they're thinking, oh my God, I'm going to get in trouble for last year. Then all of a sudden you have 3-4 years built up where you didn't file. Now I've seen people go to jail for not filing returns. So when you get to 3 years, it's a tough thing to get to. You have to file no matter what. You got to get someone, an accountant. You can call the IRS. They'll help you file on the phone. They'll help. They won't even charge you. But you have to file. Not filing is probably one of the biggest crimes you can commit in the United States. I think you can rob a bank and get away with it quicker than not filing. Not filing, very important. Actually, I know another client, 7 years he didn't file, he got 6 years in jail. So usually they'll give you 1 year for every year you don't file. So you have to file. It's very, very important. It's the most important thing you should be doing. If you hear this video right now, tonight you should find an accountant, file your return. If you need help, call me, 516-205-0722. I'll help you out. If you're having a problem, I won't charge you, just to get it filed to make sure you don't get in trouble. Again, thanks, Stephanie G. I really do appreciate the email, and I like the fact that you listen and you wrote a very nice email to me. Thank you very, very much. So again, if you're having any problems and you want to direct it to me, I will answer your emails. Please continue to listen, subscribe, tune in. Remember, stay safe, be smart, keep wearing your mask. Knowledge is power. Keep tuning in, and I will see you next time. This is Ed the Finance Guy. Thanks again. Take care.